Hey everybody, my name is Yanni Vridas. I'm here again today with Cliff Pickleball, and we are going to talk about some of the upcoming changes to the serve in 2023. We're also going to talk about some of the controversies that we saw over the weekend in professional pickleball as well. So the next thing we're going to talk about is crowd interference and being able to call a hindrance. So over the weekend, Leigh Jansen and Salome were playing in singles in a very crucial part in the match. Salome hit a lob and Leigh went to hit an overhead. As she was going to hit the overhead, you can hear someone in the crowd very clearly say the ball's going out. Leigh misses the overhead and erupts, very upset, and she asked if she can call a hindrance and basically get a redo because of crowd noise. Salome obviously protests, but the line judge initially says that they can do a redo. Salome asks they bring out the main referee, and ultimately they allow them to replay the point, which I hope that is something that'll be addressed, that it was a mistake, because I think that's a tough precedent to set. That'd be the equivalent of a professional golfer asking for a mulligan because they heard a click of a camera in their backswing, or a tennis player asking for a reserve because they heard a guy and his wife arguing in the third row. So I think players have every right to ask if someone to be removed if they're any sort of disruptive behavior. But calling a hindrance based off of crowd noise seems a little bit much. So hopefully this was just a mistake, and moving forward, pickleball officials are not going to allow those types of points to be replayed. Let's talk about the spin serve and the upcoming rule changes in 2023. So starting in 2023, you're no longer able to pre-spin the ball. So this is known as the finger spin serve, the snap serve, the Morgan Evans serve, but essentially no more flicking the ball before you hit it. Everything else is pretty much staying the same. Ball has to be contacted below your waist, upward motion. All the rules regarding the drop serve remain the same, but you're no longer able to impart any spin on the ball on the volley serve. Now, where this may cause some problems, and we'll have to see, is the responsibility of the returner to call whether they think that the server pre-spun the ball. Where that could be an issue is if I drop the ball just slightly or toss it up slightly, there's technically a little bit of spin on the ball. So there may lead to situations where people abuse that. Fortunately, it's not a loss of point, it's just a redo, but could potentially cause some problems. However, I think the governing bodies of pickleball have made it very clear that they don't want any pre-spin on the ball. Last year we had the chainsaw serve band. This year we have, the one-handed spin serve band. So in reality, it looks like they really want the serve to just be a means of starting the points. What does this mean moving forward? I think a lot of players are going to focus more on a more powerful serve and use speed. If you look at guys like Deckelbar and Tyson McGuffin, have already been kind of doing this for the last few years. But Ben Johns as well in the last few months has been going after his serve a little bit more, Jay DeVilliers as well. So I think players, they're never going to stop trying to weaponize the serve. I think they're going to start now pushing the boundaries of how close to their waist they can contact the ball, and also what qualifies as an upward motion, really see how flat of a swing they can make. So the other big piece of drama in the pickleball world was at the Margaritaville National Championships. Catherine Parento ended her partnership with Elise Jones 24 hours before their first match. In favor, she was going to play with Anna-Leigh Waters. Where the situation, it gets all complicated and convoluted. Anna-Leigh Waters' partner, her mother, Leigh Waters, was injured the day before. Anna-Leigh needed a partner. She asked, essentially, I don't know how it transpired, but her and Catherine talked, and they wanted to play together. The tournament official okayed everything, and long story short, Elise Jones was essentially left in the dust without a partner. I think there are a bunch of different angles and ways you can look at this and perceive it. At the end of the day, they're professional athletes and this is a business. I don't think you can really fault Catherine Parento for taking the opportunity to play with the #1 women's player in the world. It's unfortunate for Elise Jones, but if there is someone to blame, I would say more of USA Pickleball and the tournament director for even allowing it to happen. Probably shouldn't have been allowed in the first place. But again, I think Catherine's gotten a lot of negative press and people tweeting about her and things like that. And I don't think you can fault her for wanting to play with the #1 player in the world. Ultimately, she made a business decision. Maybe she hurt some people's feelings, but if this sets her up to be Annalise's partner in the future, I think it's going to pay off for her. Catherine's a top player in the world. I know people have said some negative things about her, but I'm pretty confident that any male and any female partner would jump at the opportunity to play with her in the next PPA event because again, it is a business. They're professional athletes. They're in it to make money. And playing with her is going to give a lot of people the best opportunity to win or get a medal. So I hope that the pickleball governing bodies put some systems in place to prevent situations like this. I think it's unfair to the athletes to allow a partnership to be ended within 24, even 48 hours before a tournament. So we'll have to see how that's addressed because again, that's something that we don't want to see down the road. All right, well that's going to wrap it up for us today. Let us know your thoughts on what you think about the spin serve, as well as being able to call crowd hindrance, and then also too your thoughts on Catherine's situation, if she was in the right, whether she should have maybe handled it differently. Again, please like, comment, subscribe to Cliff Pickleball for more great content like this, as well as high level games, and we'll see you next time.